Aloha.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Perfect. I'm not crackly, am I?
you. Nope. Sounds like it's raining.
Sounds like it's raining.
Yeah,
That's odd.
I don't know. That might be my end. Can you hear me once or twice? Three times
Uh,
loud?
Check, check, 1, 2.
Hey,
What's happening?
not too much.
yeah, I could hear that faint echo in the background for you, Hills, but
Yeah, you can hear an echo?
yeah, just slightly.
Okay. I'm
Ray, does it?
hosting on my phone, and then I'm logged in through the desktop here.
Okay.
I don't hear an echo from Sean.
It's a very faint one, but I do hear it.
Okay.
I guess you can find your iRig there, Braden.
Could not find it, no.
Oh, well, that's a sad.
Never had time to actually check, to be completely honest.
Does it sound like it's raining on his end?
Yes, it does. It sounds like
Okay, give me-
raining from either one of you. I don't know who it is.
It's not raining anymore.
How about now? Is that any better?
I hear buzzing.
Yeah, the raining is gone, but now it's buzzing, and you sound a little more different.
Unpluggity. Oh, fuck.
Breaking something.
I dropped something.
Well, maybe my phone's just... Who knows?
Like you sounded fine on the outro using the same setup.
The
No.
outro, he recorded with his microphone.
No, I
Right.
recorded it in Cubase and just added it to the end.
Right. Ray, are you using your new phone or using the desktop?
I haven't set up a new phone yet.
Oh, you haven't?
I'm waiting until I get a new case for it.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to. It's coming on Saturday. It's fine.
Okay.
Like, honestly, the difference is because I was farting around with it for like half a second. I was like, this is any different than my 3. So
The fucking dongle doesn't work in it, so I don't have any headphones that work with it.
what dongle?
So I've got the dongle that converts the USB-C to an auxiliary, so I can plug my headphones into it, but the Pixel doesn't recognize that accessory.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just can't get a good fucking setup.
Until Boxing Day comes,
you
you
and
get
me
that.
both.
Get that. What is that? Yeti?
I was looking at the Yeti or the Samsung. The Samsung one looks pretty good, but I don't think I want to pay $200 for it. And I don't even know if that would work in the phone anyway, because I'd have to use the USB dongle in the phone, and then so USB-C to just regular USB, and then plug the mic into it.
I do not know. I'm sorry.
Guess I could research it on the internet.
Why use the internet? You have Ray Mel. He's Asian. You should have all the answers.
You just said you didn't know. That's my number one source of go.
You know what the bat signal is for that? You throw your phone in a bag of rice, and overnight I'll come by and fix it.
Bag of rice fixes everything.
Yes, sir.
Don't use colander.
Like shit. That was the first time I've seen anybody rinse rice while it was cooking. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Are you right? Like, even I didn't do that.
And for those of you that
I
are
just learned how to cook.
well, that's
rice.
the thing, right? Because the rice cooker is you put the rice in the water at an appropriate level. You have to rinse it out a few times. Press the button, and it's done. None of this taking it out, not rinsing. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about Uncle Roger. And for shame for you not even seeing that. He's been everywhere now.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
MSG is like salt on crack.
I think between all of us, I think us two appreciate his humor the best.
I think so. It is probably just, I love Asians. They're the best.
Oh, thanks, Braden. We love you too.
Hey, you don't speak for all Asians.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi guys.
Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hello.
What's up?
Hi.
Speaking of Asians, I started watching half of Kim's Convenience. I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can watch this. I can't get past the accent.
Half of one episode.
Yeah. I was like, she's razzing the daughter for not going to church because she can meet. Use it as multi options. You can meet people. I was like, this isn't. I'm done.
Yeah. It's good.
You have a gator? Oh, I have
first-
a gator.
The first episode was pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll have to give it another shot.
That
We're
show is hilarious.
We're still going through Schitt's Creek right now. Like we're
Okay.
halfway. We just started season 3, so we're still way behind.
Yeah, I would.
You
I
do
would.
Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
I would do Schitt's Creek first for sure.
Yeah.
I think I did 2 episodes of that, but I just haven't really gotten into it yet. I'm binging hard on season 16 of Grey's Anatomy right now.
Are you serious?
I don't care what. I don't care what any of you fuckers say.
I haven't watched that in years.
Sarah would be pleased to hear it.
I've been watching it hard since day one. So
Hey, Sean, what's your nickname from one of our old managers?
Oh, I am McDreamy. She still calls me that.
You don't have the hair. You don't have the hair.
I've got the hair now.
She does. She does call you that. Still.
Oh, you might have the hair now.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I coaching with her last week, and
Hold on, let me see if I can imitate her. Oh, Dreamy, you're so funny.
yeah, that was my life for over 5 years every day.
Oh, it was the best life because I would sit next to you and I'd hear your coaching. I'm like, what is going on? They're not even coaching anymore.
We had the best coaching session. It was so good.
Is that who I think it was?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because we sat in the corner there where no one bothered us, and she would just hang out back there with us, and she would laugh at both of us.
Yeah.
But she was mostly there for Dreamy.
Yeah, good old Sean, aka Dreamy.
Yeah.
Dreamy.
How you doing,
Stay
Jeff?
right here.
We're good.
Okay.
We did Christmas shopping today.
Did you?
Ooh.
Yeah, I hate malls.
You actually went out, eh?
Yeah, we actually went to the mall. There wasn't too many people.
That was a
out there.
terrible idea.
Yeah, there wasn't too many people out, which was all right.
Everybody shops online now.
Yeah.
And here's my dilemma with that. I mean, who do you support? I get it. Support local. I get it. But then do you go out and brave the crowds and run a risk? Because we're trending red, right? At least here in Kitchener.
Yeah, you guys are going so red
Like-
right
like-
now.
It'll be red tomorrow.
What the
That's
actual
what
fuck?
they're saying, yeah.
But yeah, the mall. How were the malls there, Jeff?
It wasn't too busy. Like, again, we went pretty late. Like, the malls, I think, closed at 7. We got there like 6, or we got there. Sorry.
Whoa.
There we go. Yeah.
Well said.
No, they closed at 8. We got there like 6:30 or so. So it was still pretty late,
Yeah.
Okay.
and there wasn't too many people around. Yeah. So, yeah, not so bad. We got little knickknacks for the kids.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Old knickknacks.
Like,
I don't know. Like, what the hell do you buy kids anymore? Like, most kids have pretty much everything they need.
I think Laura and I are in the same boat because our kids are tweens now. They don't want toys. The boy wants. Oh, I gotta mention a clarification. The boy is not 10; he's 11. Actually, I fucked that up pretty bad. Go, Dad.
Way to go, Dad.
I know, right? What the fuck? So the boy plays Fortnite. He plays video games all the time. I'm like, I don't blame him, right?
Yeah.
But the girl, she's into art. She's easier to shop for. 'Cause she's artsy. You get her some whatever art supplies. But the boy, is
iPhone
like,
gift card.
right? Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
we got them Google Play gift cards. He wants
Yeah.
V-Bucks, but I'm like, what else do we get you? And I had to go through like 4 different lists online. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? Hey, what do you think of that? Hi, what do you think of this? He's like, no. Oh, do you know the challenge is over for Fortnite today? I'm like, oh yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah. So I'm in the same boat, dude. I just don't know what to get him.
Get him a new controller.
We thought about doing that for his Switch to get him a wireless controller. Yeah, is that Nintendo Switch? Yeah, and then have it hook up to a TV so he can play upstairs or something. I don't know.
Okay.
You could always just
Options.
do like a combo gift, like like the PS5 or something like that. But
That's mine.
You give them the PS4 for Christmas.
Here, but you don't have a
One.
TV to play with.
you have to
Get
earn
that
it.
next year.
Yeah. Go get yourself a paper route.
Yeah, right.
That sounds like you, Ray.
Old school.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't need to worry about what my daughter wants for Christmas because
Oh, dude.
she's happy with just about anything.
And I think we're like you and Sean are in the prime times as far as the magic of Christmas. Like watching kids go nuts and the whole thing. It is so amazing watching the kids like with the magic in their eyes and the gifts and the whole Santa coming Christmas.
Yeah.
Like our kids we're gonna have that conversation this year. We're gonna be hey, like we always try to approach it twice now. It's like, hey, do you guys want to write some Christmas Christmas lists, wish lists? And they're like, why? I'm like, oh, is this happening now?
Should we put an exclaimer on this that like this is outing Santa?
Yeah, well, no, yeah. I mean, what are you talking about, Sean?
Yeah.
Santa's
geez,
real,
man.
dude.
No, just that he goes both ways. Not that.
What?
I didn't mean
It's
that.
coming out of the closet.
Yeah,
Speak-
yeah.
That's the episode I just finished up on Schitt's Creek when the guy is asking both of them to join him in a threesome.
That guy is so cool.
Yeah, I
Jake?
thought- yeah, Jake. Yeah.
Jake's the man. He's so laid back. Just like
No, I
Santa.
know what you mean, Ray.
Just like
Like,
Santa.
my little guy, like 3 years old, and he loves toys.
Magic.
Like,
It is magic.
Obsessed with toys, and oh my god, it is like he'll sit there and like his favorite thing is Paw Patrol, right?
Yeah.
And like he'll
Yeah.
literally sit
Yeah,
there,
it's all
you're working away, and all of a sudden you hear him like sitting there going, Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol. He's like, go, to the theme song and shit, and you're like, that's magic.
Yeah.
That's pure magic. I love it.
Yeah, because
Speaking of magic,
okay.
I was at the dollar store the other day and saw a pack of 100 magic cards for like $4.50.
All common.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't even open it up. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start her off early.
You did.
These are going in her stocking this year.
Who's talking?
Who's
Taylor's?
No,
Amelia's.
Amelia's.
Getting Taylor on board.
No,
Ta-
forget Taylor. She's long gone.
No, she doesn't have the attention span for that game. She's worse than me.
No, she doesn't. So yeah, the 100 magic cards are going in Amelia's stocking, and her and I are gonna have a fun morning opening those up on Christmas.
Nice.
100 cards for $4.50.
Something like that. Yeah,
That's a pretty good deal. Usually,
it's not terrible.
buy commons. They're 10 cents each, like 10 for a buck at a regular card shop. So
And they're all like random cards, so they're from different fucking sets.
Are they in
and
English?
everything. So, yeah,
the Japanese ones would probably be worth more.
I was actually at Walmart the other day too, and saw that they had a couple of commander decks that were all Japanese.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
I was so close to picking it up because it would have been awesome, but I wouldn't have ever been able to play them because I don't understand all the fucking kanji.
You'll have to use the Google Lens to translate.
Ugh.
Hold on.
How does that work?
Hold on. Let me just scan that. Hold on. It's buffering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, this card lets me win.
Yeah. Black
Because
Dahlia. This is Black Dahlia, right?
What's Black Dahlia? Huh?
Ooh, what? Black Lotus?
Black Lotus, yes.
That's-
Black Lotus is a card. Black Dahlia is
A band, isn't it?
a band.
That's
Yeah,
so
that's
funny that you
so
mentioned Black
The
Dahlia.
best one.
That's not going to be the last time you hear that reference in this podcast.
No, probably not, because I'm a whore for the Black Dahlia murder. You don't want to know how much I spent on a Black Dahlia murder Christmas sweater.
All right, I'll bite. How much did you spend?
You're right. You're right.
Tune in next episode.
Let's just say, let's just say it was about a mortgage payment.
Oh,
Did that one come with?
I'm kidding. It wasn't a mortgage payment. It was pretty expensive.
yeah.
There's some cheap houses down in the States.
Well, yeah, that's
Get some
true,
real
but
estate in
this was
Florida.
This was in euros.
If it
because it's a
amortized
euro
over
payment.
35 years and bi-weekly mortgage payments, it could be. Anyways.
Jesus.
It could be.
That is a grown-up joke.
Yeah.
It sure is. and it's
Santa Claus to
Santa
mortgages.
Claus funny.
Yeah. Oh, so sad.
Don't forget to carry the
hashtag
two.
Interest rates are prime low, so you'd be smart to renegotiate your mortgage now.
Now's the time to buy.
I still don't understand Prime and all that jazz.
That's it. What's interest rates like? What, 2.15 now?
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
something
Can we
like that.
stop?
Oh. Okay, Jeff.
Thank you.
How's your butthole?
Okay.
What? Why? Are you
I was just trying to think the
specifying-
exact opposite. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty good.
Good.
4 dads in a podcast from buttholes to mortgages
Santa.
and anything in between.
Bisexual Santa.
So I guess
Coming
we
in.
do the intro now. Welcome to Four Dads in a Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Sean. We got Ray.
Hey.
Hey. And we got Jeff. And a wild blue red. Hey. So that could be a recurring thing.
Every single time.
It's gonna have to be.
I told you guys I will never be able to keep a straight face.
We can check the analytics and see when people drop off. And they
Yeah,
come
you just right after the intro.
right there. If it's at the 17-minute mark, then we know that it's not a good thing. So
These idiots.
down there, I'll check the stats later. Reviewers.
You guys are stupid. I'm moving on.
Yeah. So I think
Fucking hell.
we came with an idea for tonight, a topic. Did you guys do the thing?
No.
I didn't do shit.
Nothing?
I was hanging out with the
No,
wife.
man.
Okay.
I had so much shit going on at work today, plus a bunch of shit that had to get done around the house. I didn't have time for anything.
Okay, well I did something. So I might just do it and then we'll just kinda, like snowball on it.
See where it goes from there.
And so back to
Flying by
our,
the seat of our pants.
which like I haven't heard this band in a long time. Children of Bodom. So, anyways, my
Go
topic
on.
is
What?
my top 3 music events that I've gone to.
Oh,
So,
this is good.
yeah. So I've got 3 that I think I've gone to a lot, not nearly as many as Braden, but he's definitely part of one of these. So first on my list, I think the first music event that I remember going to was in 1998.
Oh boy.
It was Somersault 98, and I don't know if you guys remember that. Yep, RLP. So they did the. I think it was for a few years. So they actually came to Newfoundland that year. And it was huge. It was sold out. There was tons of people there, a bunch of stages. It was a huge outdoor event. It rained all day, but nobody gave a shit. And so there's a ton of good bands. OLP was there, Moist, Sloan, I Mother Earth.
Whoa. Hold on a second. Say that second band again.
Moist?
Yes.
Is that
Slower.
the...
Say it slower.
Oh, I gotta lick my lips a bit.
Yeah, please.
My lips aren't moist enough to say moist. Anyway.
How about the ASMR version? Moist.
I was more Batman than ASMR.
One more time.
Moist. So
right there.
I was
Thank you.
I was 13 when this event came to Newfoundland, and I went with my sister and 2 cousins, and we were front and center at the stage.
Nice.
So we had to book it. So it was at a big park, and I'm sure it was a half kilometer run to the stage from the entrance, and we booked it, and we were very front. Now I wasn't that big then, so halfway through the first band,
You're not that big now, Jeff. I mean, Sean.
I'm Sean. I know I'm not that big now. I was panicking.
Sorry, Jeff.
Because I just kept getting squished up against the railing, so I had to get dragged out of there. Anyways, it was a really good concert. Really, really good. Lot of memories there. My second favorite event is the Children of Bodom / Black Dahlia Murder show that we went to at Elements. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Right? So I don't know how you dragged me and Chevy to this, and
I think I bought you and Chevy tickets for that.
that actually might have
That's
been
how I did it.
Yeah, and that was a wicked show, and
Yeah, it was.
completely out of my element, not my style of music at all at the time.
A fucking death metal show, man.
Death
It was
metal.
great.
Yeah. So
Fucking Skeleton Witch was the opener. Then we had Black Dahlia and the
I forgot Skeleton Witch.
the main support, and then Children of Bodom was the headliner. And boy, oh boy,
What a wicked show, man! Just great. What an atmosphere in there. Just something that I would never gone to on my own. And I thank you for bringing me there. And just so random. Just mentioned Black Dahlia. I don't know the last time I heard that, and I literally wrote it down like 6 hours ago. Like,
You know, we're friends when.
I know, how did that even happen? So anyways, I ended up buying a T-shirt for that. I think the next week, Braden, you came over and you heard me blare in the discography of.
So like I think it was a week after the show, I knock on your door. You open it up, and there is a Black Dahlia like original EP song playing that like no one knows unless they're like diehard fans. And I'm like, what? Where did you find this? For Christ's sake! I was really impressed.
Yeah. I found the discography, and I just listened to that for a couple of weeks, and that was wicked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
I thought I had you converted for a minute, but it was fleeting.
I actually threw that album on a few weeks ago. I still love the "Hit Me Baby One More Time" cover. That's
Children of Bodom. That's Children.
Yeah, that's Bodom. That's a classic. Yeah, that's Bodom.
Goldfinger covered her in one of their shows.
Did they?
Yeah, it was funny. I'll get to that after.
The Hit Me. And my number one favorite event was Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Nice.
Did this one back in 2010. Me and Tyler.
I remember you guys going to that.
Yeah, we bought tickets for our dads at the time, and we loved it. We brought a joint in there. We were smoking inside.
That must have been so cool.
It was amazing. It was so funny. We were smoking there in the stadium near Canada Center, and we're passing around. Like, we were discreet about it. And there was this idiot sitting in front of us, and he started smoking a cigarette. And so we're down pretty close to the floor where the security guards can see us. So we're sitting right behind this guy. We're all stoned and paranoid. And the security guard points up in our direction, and we thought we were toast. We thought we were done. This is during intermission. And they ended up picking up the guy that had the cigarette, and he got kicked out of the show because he can't smoke inside. Everybody else that's passing around a joint is completely fine because they're all doing it secretly. They're all tucking it away. And anyways, this is
a cigarette.
Yeah. But anyways, it was a wicked show. Roger Waters performed The Wall. They built the whole wall up throughout the first half of the show, and then tore it down for the second one. Just so memorable. Just a great memory for the entire
funny. It's funny you mentioned that because I have not listened to them at all until you mentioned them. You told me to listen to The Wall at work, just front to back, and it was so cool.
Yeah, you got to listen to it in order. I recommend the movie. I've watched the movie 100 times. I've listened to the album probably 500 times. I can listen to it over and over, and
it's pretty cool. It's a cool experience.
Yeah, it is. It's a movie. It's an experience. I've got the original vinyl in there, and it's awesome. Yeah. And fun fact for all of these events, they all happened in September of 2000,
Interesting.
2009, 2010, and 1998. I checked, I did a little Google search on them earlier, and they're all in September.
Right on.
Yeah, I definitely remember the Black Dahlia Bodum show because my grandmother unfortunately passed away several days before that, and I had flown back home to Manitoba for all of that jazz, and I was like, well, my birthday was supposed to be a happy time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I got to spend that with my family, celebrating my grandmother's life, and then just to cap it all off, I was able to make it back in time for my favorite band to play a show
Rad.
in the town. So it was good. Like it brings back, shitty memories, but like
Bittersweet.
good memories at the same time. Yeah, bittersweet is the word I was looking for. There it is.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that show. So I know we'll eventually get to me, but that's definitely going to be in my top 3 for memorable shows.
Yeah.
Jeff, you want to go next?
It's awesome. Yeah, anyway, so that's my list.
Yeah, anyway,
thanks for listening, folks. I'm out of here. See you later.
Sorry guys. I gotta go. I got a heart out right now. I got a dentist appointment at 2:30.
I guess it's just Jeff and I guess, huh?
See you next time.
I think
Hey Jeff,
I think Jeff was the only one that got the dad joke on there.
I like music.
I like music too. Okay, so I'll start with my first concert that I've ever been to.
Blue Wiggles.
Nice.
Close. There was a lot of wiggling going on.
Oh boy.
And I'll tell you.
Jason, is that a Jason Derulo concert?
No.
Was it Chumbawamba?
No.
Did you get knocked down?
No.
Again?
You have to think, guys. I'm older than most of you.
No, you're
I
not.
was 8 years old.
You're older than 50%.
It was MC Hammer.
Hey,
You saw MC Hammer right on.
MC Hammer on the Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him tour. I remember I was so young, and I remember thinking to myself, wow, this show really fucking sucks.
Remember what year that was, Jeff?
Jesus, it was like 91 or...
Was it in Alberta?
Yeah, it was in Calgary.
Calgary, Alberta?
My uncle took me up. So it was either like early 90s, late 80s kind of thing. I was super young. And I remember because I was into like rap back then. Like the big thing was like Fresh Prince, right? Fresh Prince was super cool. And like MC Hammer was like, I think that was like the #1 artist at the time.
Okay.
And I remember
What year
went
is
to
this?
Calgary. Is I don't know.
So he
early
played at the Olympic
So he
Saddle Dome in Calgary, Alberta on July 28th, 91.
Yeah, that was it.
That was probably
So
it.
I would have been. How old were you then, Jeff?
I was 10. There we go. 10 years old.
Right.
And your mind must be blown.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Why are you wearing those pants?
Yeah, the parachute pants. I had a pair of
he
those.
maybe did like 4 songs the entire show, and then the rest, it was like him and his crew dancing on stage, and they said, I'm going to pump it up. I'm going to pump it up over here. Look at this chick. She's pumping it up over here. I remember this so viscerally.
Pump it up.
Oh my God. I looked at my uncle who took me, and I'm like, this is fucking bullshit.
Worst.
And, at 10 years old.
But you'll never forget it.
Number 2, I'd say, just because of the epic nature of it, Sarstock was
Okay.
unbelievable.
Okay.
You were at Sarstock?
I was at
You were at-
Sarstock.
No way.
So not many people on this planet can say they saw AC/DC and the Rolling Stones on the same stage at the exact same night.
That's very true.
Wasn't Pink Floyd there, or at least Roger Waters and Gilmore? I think they reunited for that because they didn't play together since I think like the mid-80s or something.
Yeah. Isley Brothers were there, Sam Roberts, Flaming Lips. It was unbelievable. It was super hot.
Yeah.
But it was the best. My favorite, like Rolling Stones were good, but come on, AC/DC Like they're the greatest rock band of all time, in my opinion.
AC/DC.
I know they've got one song that spanned like 15 albums.
Yeah. And the show was unbelievable. The lights, the pyro. To be honest, I've never really seen a spectacle like that. And then number 3 isn't really a single show. It's more of a span of my life. Because I grew up in like the punk rock scene in Southern Alberta. So I probably went to a concert at least once a week during the summer.
Dude, they weren't concerts; they were shows.
Yeah, sorry, shows. $5 for 5 bands.
Yeah, man.
If you bring a canned good, you get $1 off, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like that's how I grew up. Like,
Man, I miss those days.
Oh, dude.
And so, this was what we called the Medicine Hat Hardcore Collective, and then it eventually evolved into what we called the Treehouse Collective. And so me and my friends, we would put on these shows. So, I would run the door or run the sound check and stuff like that. And it was more of a life experience than actually going to see, this kind of stuff.
That's great.
So that's I don't even, I could probably talk about this for 3 episodes straight.
Is that similar to Koi Music Fest? Is it Koi that happened downtown Kitchener? Am I getting it?
Yeah, Koi is downtown.
Koi Fest.
Yeah, Koi Fest, yeah.
This one is,
I go to that
we
one all the time.
basically rented the Boy Scouts hall back at home, right? And then we would have, people, the bands, the punk rock bands around Canada and the US, they would kind of know, who to call. So they'd call like my buddy Matt and my buddy Dave, and then we would just book the hall and we get a bunch of local bands to come out and bands from Calgary and bands from Edmonton. And then we'd support these touring bands. Usually, 30 to 50 kids would come out every night. We'd rent a PA and just kind of destroy our ears. I actually have hearing damage from this, to this very day. Like I can't,
believe it.
That explains the hearing aids.
But yeah, I probably went to, in that span of time, I've probably went to over 200 concerts, shows.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. And I have a couple quick honorable mentions. The most recent concert I went to, Hot Water Music, one of my favorite bands of all time. They're easily in my top 5. I saw their 25th anniversary show. They played my favorite album, Caution, from end to end. I saw my absolute all-time favorite band, Propagandy, back in 1998.
You saw Propagandy?
Propagandy in 98.
Nice.
Yeah, that was...
During Somersault.
Oh my God, that was the first show that my mom actually let me go to out of town.
Nice.
Because I was still I was 16 or something like that.
That sounds
right?
like a good show.
Oh, it was wild. It was in Lethbridge, Alberta, in some shitty little, I don't know what kind of hall it was.
That's the best though. Those shows are the best.
Oh my God. It was Propagandy, one of the best Canadian punk rock bands of all time.
Really cool.
Let's
Really
see.
cool.
I saw Refused on their reunion tour before they actually got back together. I saw the Weaker Thans on their very first tour after their first album came out in Calgary, the Multicultural Center. And then one of my favorite bands, Protest the Hero, down at Bigamans. That was one of the best shows.
I've listened to some of their songs.
Yeah.
They put on a good show.
Protest puts a good show. One of the memorable things that happened in that show is they were throwing beer bombs off the stage into the crowd. And one was headed right for my face.
Oh, shit.
And then the guy in front of me just moved just so slightly, and it whacked him right in the face, and he left. So not only did I avoid a beer bomb, I got a better view of the stage after that as well. So
did they play the Jurassic Park theme song at that show?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No, the last time I saw them, they played the Jurassic Park theme song. It was badass.
Oh, and I actually got to hang out with the band beforehand.
Ooh, fancy.
That was cool. We actually, me and my buddy, you guys know my buddy Dan.
Yep.
We actually hung out with the bass player, Arif, for a time. So that was kind of fun.
That's pretty cool.
Humble brag.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
So that was my list. Thank you for indulging.
Yeah, nice list, Jeff. That's a lot of good memories over a long span of.
We'll leave the best for last, and I'll jump in here.
Braden's gonna go on for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I want to get some words in before we get some fucked up recordings.
Your couple in there.
So I'm going to start off with my honorable mention. The last show I did see was with the boys. I don't know if Jeff was. I don't think Jeff was there, and Tay was there actually. It was what's it called over at?
Is it July Talk?
No, it wasn't July Talk. It was
No,
Coheed.
no, God, no.
Coheed.
When we all went to go see Coheed.
Coheed.
I thought you were talking about Max.
Oh, in Toronto.
Yeah, no, I didn't go to Max. I haven't gone to Maxwell's ever.
Co-
But that's my honorable mention. So my top three, my music's a little bit different.
That was a wicked show, by the way. The Coheed.
Yeah,
That was a wicked.
it was.
Which one?
I like the first one better, but the second one was still
I like
really good.
Yeah,
The first one when we saw them. What was it? Just before Halloween that one year.
Yeah.
I think that was the best
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Guys, this is
that's-
Ray's list.
that's not the
Yeah.
one I'm talking about.
Ray's list.
No,
Yeah.
it was the other. It was the other one. Okay,
Yeah, it was the other one.
I got it. I got
The one
it.
not
Yeah,
so
that
good,
was
but
so
it was,
good.
it was
It was
fun.
a great show.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, top three. I when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of ska punk, more ska than anything else.
Scott Niedermeyer.
Yeah. Hey, Gordo, I know you're listening too, bud.
R.I.P.
We see you up there, bud.
Love you, Gordon.
R.I.P.
Miss you, big guy.
So, my third one here is going to be, we're going to go with Vans Warped Tour in Toronto. This is the same tour.
What year?
I don't remember. It's the one where Eminem was in there, but the Aquabats are there. I was actually,
Oh, buddy.
I was hanging out with the Bat Commander. This is the year that Baron Von Tito went over to Blink 182, Travis Barker,
Mhm.
because he had a different drummer. I was like, "Hey, dude, where's Travis? Where's Baron Von Tito?" He's like, "Oh man, we're just loaning him out to Blink right now. For now, you know." And he's just
loading him out to Blink.
right. He's like, "Okay, Bat Commander, that's cool, dude." And during one of the songs, Magic Chicken. Speaking of things being thrown at your head, they were throwing fried chicken into the crowd.
Oh, I love
Do
it.
the Magic Chicken. I was like, I'm gonna hide behind this chick here. She got walloped in the head with a drumstick. It was so great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That,
so
that
same
was
year.
1998.
That
Was it 98?
that was 90.
Yep.
Yeah. Like
We
when
all
I,
got something from 98.
all
We've
those
all got
years,
Jamie.
all those years, I was watching shows like Jeff. I was watching shows like every other week,
Nice.
and I could afford it. It was a $10 show, $15 show, right? And I think Real Big Fish was there. Voodoo Glow Skulls were there. I was like,
Nice.
this is so good, so good. And then next one after that is going to have to be. There was a 1 year I went to. It was like one of my first festivals that I went to. It was Edge Fest. I think it was the year before that. I think Biff Naked was there. I think Green Day was there. Foo Fighters.
Nice.
Solid.
Yeah, and that
I
was
love it.
that was so long ago. That it was
I
such
love
an
it.
experience because it was my first festival. I was like, I don't know what's happening. There's so many people. What do I do? You just go out there and you bake in the sun. And you're like, okay, cool, whatever. Enjoy the day.
Edge
Oh, yeah, you just get
Memories 'cause
burnt
they're
to
never
shit.
happening
Edge Fest.
again.
was
Yeah.
was Blink 182 there? They were pretty. They headlined that, I think.
Oh,
many
dude,
times.
I saw Blink like 6 times when I was younger.
you?
Yeah, I saw Goldfinger like 5 times. They came to Toronto one year and their stage caught on fire. I saw Real Big Fish like 4 times. They by far put on one of the best shows.
Nice.
They're so energetic, and I love the horn section. Absolutely love it. And the skanking pits, so fucking cool once they start going.
fucking skanks.
Yeah. And then my top one here, I actually
Some people call it two-stepping, just so we're
yeah.
clear.
It's skanking. Top show that I've seen recently, and
Shit Creek.
is
Shit's
Florence and the Machine.
Nice.
I saw them at
Oh, yeah.
I saw them at the
Nice.
amphitheater, or I guess Toronto. What's that stage by Toronto by whatever? I guess it's the Molson Amphitheater. I don't know. Budweiser stage.
No, it's Budweiser stage now.
Yeah, Budweiser
because-
stage.
Is that the one?
Because that's a thing.
That's the one.
So the thing with Florence and the Machine, I actually got those tickets as a surprise birthday party for Lauren. Birthday
Nice.
gift rather. And we went. She's a bit of an introvert, which is fine. So we sat in the grass in the back. But that show was such an experience. The lighting, the audio, the whole experience was amazing. She has such a strong voice, and it was such an experience. Like, it wasn't just music, it was just her performing. you could feel it in the air. It was just something about that show. It just gave you tingles.
She's got a wicked voice.
She is absolutely amazing. And at one point, she's like, you know what? You just got to let things go. And, you know, everybody just had a moment. It was great.
Yeah. Was she all over the place on the stage?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. The first time I saw her, it wasn't live. We were watching the show The Voice, and she did a performance on there, and she was just running laps around the stage. Maybe she was lip syncing, I don't know, but her voice was still wicked, and she was just all over the. I don't know how she
has a lot of nervous energy. Like if you watch her in the Tiny Desk concerts, she was so nervous there, but her voice is so strong and so powerful. So
Top good. 3 Tiny Desk concerts, that'd be a good one.
Top 3.
Yeah, the Roots is a good one too.
Anderson .Paak is wicked. Wyclef Anderson too. Anyways, that's
sorry.
Yeah.
And we're out of time. Sorry, Braden.
Well, shucks. I guess we'll leave my remaining hour to next.
Yeah, we'll just cut it on an outro. That's fine.
Good. All right.
Off to you, Bray.
So that's a great list, Ray. It seems like a lot of good memories there.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty solid. Yeah, I guess with we're doing top 3, right? We're limiting this to 3.
Not 3 hours though.
So. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I got to work in the morning, so probably 3 hours would be a bad idea anyway. So, as I mentioned earlier, the Black Dahlia and Children of Bodom show was definitely one of my favorites. Just having a good group of friends there, experiencing the type of music that I'm unbelievably passionate about.
Yeah.
For the first time, along with seeing what is now my favorite band of all time for the first time, was pretty sick because that was the first time I saw the Black Dahlia live. It was amazing.
I haven't listened to any of their songs yet, admittedly.
Yeah, it was the best. That's fine. It's totally not your thing, but I think you should listen to them because everybody should,
good reason.
because they're amazing. But I digress. It's an amazing reason. So yeah, there's that, and then I guess number 2, I'd have to say would be the first time I saw Korn live, which would have been 2006.
Was he still an alcoholic at that point, or was he recovering at that point?
I'm not totally positive. He may have been recovering, but he was probably still into the alcohol at the time. This was.
I mean the lead singer.
Well, it's public knowledge. Yeah, it's public knowledge.
Whatever. Bringing somebody's
But
well,
that's the thing. As soon as he started coming clean, his fans started turning on him, saying that he wasn't his music has changed. Well, obviously, for it did change because he was an alcoholic writing back then, right? So,
oh fuck yeah! But Korn's music has changed quite heavily and over the last handful of years, and but in 2006, it was the first album they did without one of their founding guitarists, and I saw them during that tour, which was cool. It wasn't the full band, unfortunately, but it was still great to see them. Since they were kind of the band that transitioned me into heavy music from what I grew up listening to, which was the pop genre. I was a big 90s boy band kind of guy for the longest time as a kid. Oh yeah. Honestly, you throw on
no way. I didn't know this
or
about
Backstreet Boy record.
98 Degrees.
And, I will know all of the lyrics. I didn't get very much into 98 Degrees, but
you know what? I want to keep this for a
NSYNC,
separate episode. We'll do Braden's boy bands for an episode. I think
we could do our favorite. We could do all boy or all girl bands from the 90s because there's so many of them.
God.
Like, Encore is obviously going to be everybody's top.
It's true.
Can I
S Club 7. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Fight me.
that show. I do need to confess. Yesterday, I actually put on Spice Girls on Spotify. It was
It's a fun
I've
one.
heard it a long time. They've got some. It just brings me back to.
Like, I'm a closet Britney fan.
All right. Well, this is really taking a turn.
We'll do that for another episode.
Jeff, since we're all confessing,
Anything for you, Jeff?
It's your guilty pleasure.
Go on, Jeff.
I
Tell me.
don't know. My guilty pleasure.
Dolly Parton.
Nobody's judging here except for all of us.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's my guilty pleasure, but like a lot of people wouldn't expect my
Yeah, he
one
doesn't
of my
feel
top
guilty about it at
5
all.
favorite artists of all time is Johnny Cash.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Well, there's
Yeah,
there's no
absolutely.
shame there,
But it's-
obviously.
I just think it's a little uncharacteristic. But then again, like I grew up in Southern Alberta, right? So that's
Yeah.
kind of
That kind of makes sense.
You got it.
You know,
Naturally
country
attracted
boy
to the
and all
cowboy
that.
hat.
Naturally.
Who's what's his name? Cyrus's daughter. What's her name? Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter.
Miley.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
Is it
Her
a
cover,
Oh,
her
Miley
cover of
Cyrus?
Jolene. Oh man, aces.
Apparently, Dolly Parton was a mentor to her. She was, I think, a godmother, maybe. So
Oh,
she
yeah?
was a huge influence in Miley Cyrus's life growing up. So
I believe it. Yeah.
That totally
Sorry,
makes sense.
Brayden, are you done with your list?
so much build up.
No, I think I
Oh
have
wait,
one.
was it NSYNC? I think that was.
That was
Wait, what-
Backstreet Boys.
No,
the
no,
reunion
I
tour.
never got. I never
MKOTV.
got the chance
Oh,
to
yeah?
see.
Hanging tough.
To be blatantly honest, I thought about doing the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
The tour.
I really did. And then I saw the price.
Did you know they have a cruise?
Tickets. I was like, "Fuck that." No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
one of
And
our coworkers
fuck
at
that.
where we work. She, I think she went on one with them. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, back to my list.
Speaking of cruises,
And speaking
Oh yeah.
and speaking of cruises, I was on the inaugural 7,000 tons of metal cruise, which was at the time it was 43
Holy.
metal bands over a 4
still can't believe
day
you did that.
5-night cruise down to fucking Cozumel, Mexico from Miami. And it was one of the most sleepless almost weeks that I've ever had in my entire life. I saw 30
That's
You had a
Crazy.
very
43
good reason not to
bands.
sleep, other than the bands.
Well, yeah, there was quite a good reason not to sleep. Although, you know, there were some ground rules that were set prior to that cruise taking place, where there was no funny business other than sleeping.
So
going on
good.
in that fucking cabin.
So good.
We'll keep the
Yeah.
Beggities
So-
the way they are. Okay.
Uh,
Well done.
No,
There you go.
No, we can say it.
You're welcome,
So,
listeners.
My
All three of you.
at the time when the tickets for this cruise were purchased, my girlfriend and I were on good terms and everything was great. And then we split up prior to this cruise, like 2 or 3 months prior to. She decided she was still going to go on the cruise instead of trying to sell her ticket to a friend of mine. So we made the agreement that there would be no funny business going on in the cabin, and it would be
What do you mean funny?
strictly for
business?
sleeping
You couldn't
because
put
it was
on
a
like
single
Dave
bed.
Chappelle or something?
A clown suit.
No, couldn't put on any Dave Chappelle, no stand-up comedy whatsoever. It was strictly for sleeping.
Man, I
Pretty
know how
harsh.
you
There were
love
no
that
laughs
Delirious
allowed
DVD.
in the cabin.
Harsh.
Yeah, it was pretty.
No.
I don't think Kevin Hart was a thing back then.
No
But-
Eddie Murphy Raw.
but yeah, no
That's too
Eddie
bad.
Murphy Raw at the time. No. But yeah, no, I spent many sleepless nights just watching bands constantly. I saw a couple of bands several times because they all had 2 sets on the cruise. But yeah, some of the memorable shows were Swashbuckle, the fucking thrash metal pirate band, and
Yeah, I
Amon
know them.
Amarth,
I've heard of them,
a
yeah.
Viking metal band. Yep, they're fucking solid. And Testament, one of the just classic fucking death metal bands out there. I think I saw the first Wall of Death on
What is a
cruise
wall
ship.
of death? What is
So a Wall of
Oh
Death.
no!
When you
I
go
think I
to
know
a
what you're
metal
talking
show,
about.
Sounds like something out of Diablo.
it's when the crowd it's
Yeah,
when the crowd
wicked.
will separate into halves with a big space in the middle. Usually during a lull in one of the bigger songs. So the crowd will separate into halves, left and right, big old space in the middle, and then just as the song kicks back into high gear, they all
crazy.
run at each other full force and just slam into each other, and it's so intense to watch.
Yeah.
It's even more intense to be a part of. Thankfully, I have never once been in there. I've been in pits numerous times, but I've never been part of a Wall of Death, and I don't want to be. They call it the Wall
So
of Death
the
for a
opposite
reason.
of that is the skanking pit.
So
none of that is allowed. So you're skanking, and there's giant
Correct.
skanking circles. Like people are 2-stepping in circles in time with the music, and these circles. Like I saw a show in San Diego. This is like a New Year's show, and it was a half a hockey rink, and basically on one side there was a stage, and on the other side was another stage. They go back and forth. But during the show, the skanking pits would be half the rink of people just skanking in giant circles. It was so unreal. And at the time I was listening to alternative, so I was pushing and shoving, and they're like, "No, dude, that's not what you do. Let's do this." I was like, "Okay, sure. Let's do this thing, I guess."
I have yet to be part of a show where somebody will tell you, "No, don't shove that person beside you. Do this instead." Like all the shows I go to are everybody is shoving each other in the pit all over the place, and it's super aggressive. But that being said, at metal shows,
You pick them up.
as soon as somebody hits the floor, there's like 4 or 5 guys
Like you
right
fucking
there
pick them
over
up.
top of them,
You fucking
pull
pick
them
them
right
up.
back up.
Give
Just
them
to
a
push
fighting
them
chance.
again.
You don't step all over them.
Yeah. No, it's not even giving them a fighting chance. It's you're picking them up because you're not supposed to hit the floor. You want to stay on your feet so you can keep pushing each other. It helps you get whatever aggressions and frustrations you have out while still
as safe as
being
it
in a
possibly
safe
can be for a
environment.
metal show.
Well, you want it to happen to you too. Like if you fell down, you want
honestly,
somebody to pick you up. So
it's the worst.
You want to reciprocate that.
100%. One of the safest pits I've ever been in was at a Cannibal Corpse show, and like Cannibal Corpse is one of the biggest death metal bands in the world, and like the guys that listen to this shit are scary as fuck most of the time. Like if you look at their lead singer, he's got a neck the size of like Saturn from all the circle headbanging that he does. And just the voice on this guy, like he'll literally talk like this because of all the screaming he's done over the years, and he can't fucking talk any other way. Neck is just swollen like a motherfucker, and he demands like the crowd to just pummel each other. But the second somebody hits the floor, the guy's right back up again. No problem. There's no trampling.
That's the worst, though. I mean, with giant crowds like that getting trampled, that is the absolute worst. It's like that that episode of Game of Thrones when Jon Snow gets circled by that whatever by Ramsay.
Spoiler.
What season?
Oh.
What season was that? I may not have seen it.
You know
I'm
that
still
series
2
is done,
seasons
right?
behind. I'm fully
Okay, well, I'll
aware,
stop
but I'm
there.
still
You'll
2
know what I'm
seasons
talking about
behind.
once you get there. Everybody else, it's
Yeah.
like that. It sucks. Like
Thanks.
holy shit.
Appreciate
Like fuck
it.
that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, that was
Yeah.
that turned out pretty good considering nobody was prepared except for me.
Hey, Brayden, have you seen Guar
Yes, sir.
live?
Yes, I've seen Guar.
How's their
live
show?
3.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you saw it too, Jeff?
Honestly,
Oh, yeah,
it's one of the sickest shows ever. Like, I went into my first Guar show,
Yeah.
have never listening to
Jesus.
the band,
Yeah.
just knowing who they were because of just
So
their
for those
just,
that don't know,
I
Guar
guess,
is a
acclaim.
shock rock metal band who prides themselves in their live shows.
So Guar is a band that bases themselves under the persona that they are space aliens from another planet coming to Earth just to basically enslave all of
Which
humanity
makes
with
more sense,
their
and
rock.
it's even funnier when I heard the album, the Guar versus the Aquabats. It's so funny.
Yeah, absolutely. So I first
No
saw
way.
Guar in Kitchener at Elements, and this was I want to say
Oh.
it was the year that Michael Jackson died. So the band themselves wear prosthetic suits to basically portray the characters of being space aliens and this, that, or whatever. And they have extras or, roadies and whatever come out on stage dressed as other characters, in which they rip them apart, tear their faces off, tear limbs off, this, that, and whatnot. And they spray fake blood and guts all over the crowd. So Michael Jackson had just died this year, and somebody came out in a Michael Jackson suit. Yep. And he was trying to molest a space baby. Now, disclaimer, I don't think Michael Jackson ever did anything wrong. Whether you want to side with me or side with, the other shit that is accusing him of doing things, that's fine. Whatever. That's my personal opinion. But regardless, in the Guar show, he was trying to molest a space baby, and the lead singer of Guar, ripped off his face, and he started spewing blood all over the crowd, ended up chopping off his head. It's fucking pouring blood everywhere.
Sorry, before you go to Osama there, how was he dressed? How did you know it was Michael Jackson? Like, which version of Michael was it? Like, it was a Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson, or was it bad Michael Jackson, or Thriller Michael Jackson? Cool.
I'd say it was Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson. Yeah. So I think he had the Thriller jacket on, if I recall correctly, but he was white Michael Jackson. So, but so Osama bin Laden came out and they beheaded him, and he was spewing guts and shit everywhere, and I think they killed George Bush as well. They tend to update their show to be political and current at times, and just they want the shock and awe, and they do a great job. So if you ever get a chance to see Guar, just fucking do it. I would recommend, if you don't like getting drenched in fake blood,
let me ask you this:
don't get
did
floor
you get
seats.
Eaten by the worm?
I did not get eaten by the worm.
A couple friends of mine who have been eaten by the worm.
What's the worm?
There you go, Sean.
What is?
He's talking about the previous lead singer's penis.
What?
Wow.
So
I think it's great.
So the original lead singer, Guar, whose character's name was Odorous, I believe, used to have a large worm-like penis as part of his costume. Dave Brockie, rest in peace. And on occasion, that large penis would eat members of the crowd.
Your friends were okay with this?
So
yeah,
it's
they
100% consent.
they were.
oh yeah, it's
It says it right on the
completely
ticket.
worth it.
That's right. You walk in that door,
Does it
you
right up.
consent to being eaten by a cock.
Yeah. They put on a phenomenal show. They've got a new lead singer now. I haven't seen them since Dave Brockie passed, but I hear they put on the same phenomenal show regardless, and they're totally.
I really don't think
totally
there's going to be
worth
shows
seeing
for another
if you haven't.
year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, I know there won't be shows for another year and a half because I keep getting, notifications about shows being rescheduled and then rescheduled.
One we have to go to once they're in
rescheduled.
town, if they even play in town or near town, is System of a Down.
I doubt we'll be seeing System of a Down playing
You don't think?
shows
Yep.
for a while.
They've played a few
I
shows a
don't
couple
think
years
so.
ago, like
Even if-
2017. I think they were still doing some shows.
They did a handful
Yeah.
of one-off festival dates here and there, but I don't think they'll be doing any actual.
And to be perfectly
touring
honest, if you guys have seen the footage
for a
of
couple
those
of
shows,
years.
Surge there's no energy to these shows.
Oh, that's too
At
bad.
all. It's
That's disappointing.
like if you, look it up. I was actually looking this up because I was craving for the exact same thing you were, Ray.
The
Like,
cock.
and
The worm.
yes, the worm.
I mean, yes.
But yeah, no. So I was looking. I wanted to, while I was working, I was going to watch some concerts. Right, it's something I do all the time. And yeah, I was like, yes, those new System songs came out, and I'm like, okay, I'm jamming to those. And I'm like, okay, what was the last concert? So I found one from like Rock in Rio, Ring in Rio, or something like that from back in like 2017. And I'm just like, Surge is just like standing there.
Yeah.
Like he's not even. I'm like,
Yeah, unfortunately, I think what a lot of those shows were just, hey, we
That's
need
too
to
bad.
do these to pay the bills.
Like I saw.
but
Because I know there was a lot of turmoil within the System of the Down ranks, and that's why System took such a huge hiatus. The only reason they came out with these two songs is to speak up on some political issues that were going on. I honestly can't even remember the place. I watched some shit on it about it the other day, but I don't even know if they're going to be coming out with
That's too
new
bad.
material, like as a full album, that sort of shit, or actually tour again. Just because I don't think the
I'd
band
like to get
as a
that
so let's
check
whole
just
mark as
gets
remember
along
them
very well.
from back in 2005 and leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
I did get to see them once, so
Actually,
I'm
there
stoked
was-
on that.
Two other concerts that I wanted to mention that I totally forgot about until you guys started speaking. I saw Nine Inch Nails twice
Nice.
in 2 years.
What year?
The 98 or 2008 and 2009.
That must have been such a
So-
good show.
So 2008, Lights in the Sky Tour, Cops Coliseum. You
In
can
the
actually
Hammer.
even look up the set. Oh, in the Hammer, man! And you can even look up the set list online. It was an unbelievable show, like top to bottom. To be honest, for the the best produced show I've ever seen in my life.
Trent Reznor's
Like, it
really,
was-
really talented too, right?
It was phenomenal. And then I saw them the next year when they toured with Jane's Addiction
Oh no way, that's a cool show too.
Right on.
at the amphitheater, which,
It's Perry
to
Farrell,
be
right?
honest, yeah, Perry Farrell. But to be honest, I hate the amphitheater.
Okay.
And we were up in the lawns, and you know, I was like, it was a super short set,
Oh.
and so all I could say is I saw them
Yeah.
at this
Check
tour.
mark.
I couldn't say that I was
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, but I got to say that I watched them on the Lights in the Sky tour,
Yeah.
and it was just phenomenal.
Yeah, Budweiser
Oh, it's-
stage is a garbage venue.
I
I'm not a
hate it.
fan of it at all. Yeah. Since we're doing, honorable mentions and whatever, I would like to
Of course.
throw
Yeah,
two
do it.
I'm
more
not gonna
in
stop
here
you.
real quick.
All right, we'll
Speaking,
do these two, and then we'll shut it down.
speaking of, yeah. So this is going to be real quick. Speaking of Budweiser stage, I saw
forgot
Weird
you
Al
were a fan of
Yankovic
his.
with. I'm a huge fan of his. Saw Weird Al
Oh,
Yankovic
no way.
with a full-on orchestra at Budweiser stage like 2 years ago, and it was amazing. It was so fucking good. If you ever get to see Weird Al, fucking take the chance and get as close
I'll
to
probably
the
be
stage
going
as
with you,
possible
Braden, if that
because it's
happens.
worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be letting you know when it happens because I will be going again. And then my last one here is kind of a combo between the whole all boy, all girl,
Right.
fucking band thing that we were talking about earlier is Kitty. So
London, okay.
all girl metal band from London, Ontario. They had a kind of an anniversary tour or show, I should say, or just a one-off gig in London. I think it was 3 years ago, and they played like a huge variety of songs out of their catalog and had so many different lineups from over the years that they played. They got every member that they had in that lineup or for each of the eras play off of those corresponding albums and whatnot. And it was one of the sickest shows I've ever seen. That being said, the show is actually on Amazon Prime. Not affiliated with Amazon Prime or anything like that. But if you want to see it, just
really cool.
it's a solid
Cool, man.
show. Totally
Sweet.
worth the watch.
Really cool.
We
Sweet.
could
But that's
talk
it.
all
I'm
night
done.
about this.
So
Yeah, that was a
Sweet.
that was a really
Oh,
good
fuck yeah,
topic.
we could.
I'm glad
Yeah,
that
oh my
we
God.
talked about that. A lot of good memories and events that we all went to, and that's great.
And I
Memories.
think that's what it was that made it those memories is who
So-
you were with and what you experienced and how you felt it.
I'll
Like,
just
I
take
don't-
you to a different place.
Like I don't even remember the music
Yeah.
they played at both festivals.
Just
I
takes
don't remember the
Yeah.
set list the Aquapats had, but you know what? I had a riot. It was so good. Like
Yeah,
can't replace that.
At least you weren't eaten by a giant cock.
some
Oh, this ain't
days
so
I
bad.
wish I was.
It's kind of warm.
Hmm.
all right, guys. We'll shut it down then. Thanks everybody for listening in,
All right, guys.
and
We'll shut
Oh,
it
I
down.
want to shout out
Everybody
Trayton. Thanks for listening,
in.
bud.
And
oh, yeah, we got
Thank you.
some jerky to pick up.
we got
And thanks for the jerky. Hey, shout out to Trayton's
Jerk King.
Jerky, also known
Jerk
as
King.
Jerk King. And it's
King.
the
It's our
best
first
shit around
sponsor.
if you're in the Tri-Cities area. He's. I wish he was sponsoring. Give me some free shit.
Could work
man.
something out.
Fuck.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's good for this week. We'll
all right, guys.
see you next time.
See
All
you
right,
next time.
motherfuckers. This has been
Later, boys.
Four Dads on a podcast.
But-
Night.